name is Sohan Poddar, and in the studio, I am joined by the former India captain and AIFF's former Player of the Year, Mrs. Sasmita Malik. Welcome to the show, ma'am. तो शुरुआत आप ही से करते हैं। आप एक बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल खिलाड़ी रह चुके हैं इंडिया के लिए। आपका इंस्पिरेशन या रोल मॉडल कौन था जिसको देख के आपने डिसाइड किया कि आगे चल के मुझे फुटबॉलर बनना है?
मेरी रोल मॉडल ब्राजील की आइकॉनिक प्लेयर, फुटबॉल प्लेयर मार्ता थी, और जिनके बारे में मैं बहुत पहले जानती थी और उनको बहुत फॉलो भी करती थी, और मैं उनकी तरह बनना चाहती थी और उनकी तरह एक अच्छी प्लेयर बनना चाहती थी। पूरी देश और इंडियन वुमेन्स फुटबॉल के लिए मैं नया पहचान बनाना चाहती थी।
जैसे कि आप इंडिया के सर्वाधिक गोल स्कोरर के लिस्ट में सेकंड नंबर पे आते हैं। 38 मैचेस में आपने 40 गोल दाग चुके हैं। तो आपने काफी बड़े प्लेयर्स के साथ भी ड्रेसिंग रूम शेयर किए होंगे, तो उसका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा? कोई यादगार पल जो आप हमारे साथ शेयर करना चाहेंगे?
जब मैं 2010 में फर्स्ट सब चैंपियनशिप खेली थी बांग्लादेश में, उस समय जब हम लोग पहली बार इंडिया की तरफ से हम लोग गए थे, और वहां पे जब हम लोग मतलब फाइनल मैच जीते थे नेपाल से, तो हम लोग के साथ बेम बेम दीदी थी, जिनको मैं उस समय फ्रेंड की तरह बहुत मतलब मस्ती की थी उनके साथ और डांस भी की थी। वो लाइफ का सबसे स्टार्टिंग यादगार पल था, और एंडिंग भी वही था, क्योंकि उस समय में लाइफ का सबसे बेस्ट बेस्ट टाइम उस समय मैंने एंजॉय किया था।
So a truly inspirational story indeed, in such an inspirational day, and on this auspicious eve of Mother's Day, let's hear from our superheroes who their superhero was.
मेरी रोल मॉडल ही मेरी मम्मी है, क्योंकि लाइफ में सब बोलते हैं माय फादर इज माय हीरो, लेकिन मेरे लिए मेरी मम्मी मेरी लाइफ की सुपर हीरो है।
I think my whole career, I owe my whole career to my mom, because without her support, without my parents' support, I wouldn't have reached where I have, and I would not be able to achieve what all I've done without my parents' support, especially my mom.
हर मुसीबत में मैं कुछ भी डिसीजन लेती हूँ तो पहले मम्मी को बोलती हूँ, मम्मी मैं ये करने जा रही हूँ, ये अच्छा या नहीं। मेरा लाइफ में कुछ भी डिसीजन लेने से पहले एक बार मम्मी से पूछती हूँ।
And she always supported me in my football career. Even when I had exams or any work, some important work, she used to say like, okay, leave that and go for football. So that was the best thing.
फुटबॉल के लिए इसने सपोर्ट करके फुल सपोर्ट करके आए हैं, अभी तक फुल सपोर्ट करके ये करना है वो करना है, फुटबॉल खेलने के टाइम वो सब सपोर्ट करके आए हैं।
My mom is basically the backbone of the way I feel for every match. She may not know too many technical terms about the game, but she has been my fortress emotionally.
But वो मैचेस देखती है मेरा और मुझे बताती है यार तूने ये क्यों नहीं किया, तूने गोल क्यों नहीं किया, इसलिए तू अच्छी नहीं खेल पाई क्या, मतलब हर चीज अगर मैंने गोल कर दिया तो वो सोचते हैं कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा खेला।
And on the days I was down, there were days when I did not have my best performances, or like, you know, as an athlete I was struggling. She was there to cheer me up, she was there to understand what I was going through as a girl, and like, you know, the barriers that I had to face growing up.
मम्मी सबसे अलग होते हैं, मतलब वो हर भावनाओं को समझते हैं, हम नहीं बोलते फिर भी वो समझ सकते हैं हमको।
स्पेशली मेरा इंजरी से लेके और मेरा जब भी कुछ अप डाउन हो जाते हैं प्लेइंग करियर में, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें में बहुत सपोर्ट किया है मम्मी ने।
और जब भी मेरा शरीर थक जाता है तो कभी कभी मसाज भी कर देते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा हर चीज़ में मेरी हेल्प करते हैं, हर चीज़ में मेरे को सपोर्ट करते हैं।
मेरे गांव में तो कोई ऐसा कुछ लड़की भी नहीं थी जिसके साथ मैं खेल सकूँ वैसा, पर मम्मी ने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला कि तू मत जाओ मत खेलो लड़का के साथ, ऐसा कभी कुछ नहीं बोला। जाने दिया, खेलने दिया। उधर तो हम लोग सब लड़का लोग के साथ प्रैक्टिस करते थे, तो उधर मम्मी ने मेरे को कभी नहीं रोका भी नहीं, टोका भी नहीं, बस मेरे को ग्राउंड में जाने दिया।
हाँ उनको डर लगता होगा, बट उन्होंने कभी नहीं कहा कि मत जाओ, ये सब हमेशा मुझे सपोर्ट किया है।
तो एनएस करने का टाइम मतलब वो एडमिशन लेने का टाइम बहुत डिफिकल्ट था उधर पटियाला में। तो बहुत सपोर्ट था, मतलब वो एग्जाम के लिए भी वो सब सपोर्ट करके।
मुझे ऐसे अकेले रहना नहीं पाएगा, तो मम्मी है ऐसे कि बेटा नहीं, तुम्हें अकेले जाना है, तुम्हें अकेले करना है, और तुम्हें खुद से जो चीज़ मैं नहीं, मतलब जो चीज़ हमने नहीं की वो तुम करो और आगे बढ़ो। और तुम्हें ऐसे कि कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा होगा कि मेरी ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, पर नहीं, तुम्हें खुद से करना है और सीखना है कि जैसे कि तुम आगे सीख पाओ सब कुछ।
बहुत मतलब बहुत इंस्पिरेशन है वो मेरे लिए, बहुत बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन है मेरे लिए कि मेरे मदर आज जो है मेरे, उनकी वजह से ही मैं यहाँ पे स्टैंड करती हूँ।
I want to thank my mom for supporting me, for allowing me to play football. I truly appreciate mom. I love you so much. And mom, you are my superhero. Yeah, you're a superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है।
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए मेरी सुपरहीरो।
My mom is my superhero. And I will say she's my superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है।
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए सुपर हीरो है।
My mother is a superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
तो बहुत ही इंस्पिरेशनल वीडियो था। इसी के चलते पेरेंटल सपोर्ट कितना महत्वपूर्ण है किसी भी प्लेयर के लिए, चाहे प्लेयर हो, इंसान हो, चाहे वो किसी भी फील्ड से हो, पेरेंटल सपोर्ट कितना महत्वपूर्ण रखता है।
पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट बहुत जरूरी है, चाहे वो फील्ड से हो या कोई गेम से हो। पर कहते हैं जब एक मतलब पेड़ में फल होता है ना, तो उसको जब हम लोग कभी पेड़ लगाते हैं, उसको छोटे से मतलब उसको मतलब कैसे लगाना है, उसको कैसे बड़ा करना है, तो उसके पीछे लगते लगते जाते हैं ना। तो पेरेंट्स ऐसे हैं कि बच्चे को अगर मेंटली, फिजिकली, मतलब मेंटली अगर मम्मी पापा हम लोग का साथ देते हैं या कोई भाई बहन रहता है साथ में, तो हम लोग बहुत आगे तक जाते हैं। जहाँ हम खुद खुशी कुछ करना चाहते हैं, कोई भी फील्ड से अगर हम जाना चाहते हैं, तो हम बहुत खुश होके और बहुत मतलब पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट है करके हम आगे तक पहुंचते हैं। तो पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट बहुत जरूरी होता है, चाहे मतलब कोई भी फील्ड से हो। जी।
चलिए आज के मैच पे आते हैं। माता रुक्मणी, जैसे कि आपको पता है, छत्तीसगढ़ का टीम है, बस्ता डिस्ट्रिक्ट से आते हैं। उन लोगों का एम है लोकल प्लेयर्स को प्रमोट करना फुटबॉल के द्वारा। इस टीम में कुछ ऐसे भी ट्राइबल खिलाड़ीज हैं जिनका एज 15 से 20 के बीच में है। कैसे देखते हैं इस टीम को?
मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी कि बहुत अच्छी बात है कि ट्राइबल एरिया से प्लेयर सब आ रहे हैं। ये एक कारण है कि जब हम लोग पहले फुटबॉल हम सिर्फ सिटी वगैरह में खेलते थे, इतना गांव इतना दूर नहीं जा पाते थे। पर अभी का फुटबॉल ऐसा बन गया कि कोना कोना से इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए प्लेयर निकलते हैं, और ऐसा ऐसा एरिया से निकलते हैं कि हम लोग कभी सोचे भी नहीं होंगे इतना दूर तक। पर प्लेयर खुद की इंटरेस्ट से इतना मतलब कोना कोना से आते हैं, वो हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है और इंडिया के लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है कि प्लेयर इंटरेस्ट कर रहा है कि अभी फुटबॉल खेलेंगे और कुछ देश के लिए नाम करेंगे।
माता रुक्मणी का अब तक का सफर उतना खास नहीं रहा। वो 10वें स्थान पे है, सिर्फ 1 जीत, 5 मैच वो लोग हार चुके हैं, 3 पॉइंट्स है। आप इस सिनेरियो को कैसे एनालाइज करते हैं?
मैं तो यही कहूंगी कि वो लोग क्वालिफाई करके यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं, उनके लिए बहुत मतलब अच्छी बात है। और प्लेयर बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा होगा तभी जाके यहाँ तक पहुंचा है IWL में। और अभी वो लोग मतलब हार जीत तो होते रहता है, हर कोई मैच में हार जीत होते रहता है। पर मैं इतना कहूंगी कि वो कॉन्फिडेंस रखे और आगे जितना मैच मिल रहा है उसको मतलब कॉन्फिडेंटली खेले, और मुझे लगता है कि वो अच्छा कर पाएंगे।
जिस टाइम पे आपने हीरो इंडियन विमेंस लीग खेले थे 2016 में राइजिंग स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, उस टाइम से इस टाइम का हीरो IWL कितना अलग है आपको लगता है?
हाँ, मैंने जब पहली बार दिल्ली में IW खेली थी, और उस उस टाइम और ये टाइम बहुत चेंज हो चुका है, क्योंकि अभी इतना मैचेस मिल रहा है खेलने के लिए और इतना इंटरनेशनल टूर भी मिल रहा है खेलने के लिए, एक्सपोजर मिल रहा है। तो अगर हम लोग के टाइम में भी ये सब होता तो बहुत अच्छा होता और बहुत ज्यादा प्लेयर निकलते मतलब उस टाइम के बारे में मैं बोल रही हूँ। और अभी भी ये जो इतना कुछ एएफएफ हमारे लिए कर रहे हैं, हमारा बहुत सारे प्लेयर इंटरेस्ट दे के कर रहे हैं, खेल रहे हैं। और मैं ये मतलब जानती हूँ, मुझे पता है कि आगे के लिए बहुत अच्छा होगा जब हमारा बहुत सारा प्लेयर इंडिया के लिए निकलेंगे। जी।
जैसे कि हीरो इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग में इस साल 2 फॉरेन प्लेयर्स रजिस्ट्रेशन अलाउड है। स्क्वाड में एक स्टार्टिंग 11 पे खेल सकता है। क्या आपको लगता है ये फॉरेन प्लेयर्स का इंक्लूजन इस लीग पे इसको एक ग्लोबल एक्सपोजर दे रहा है?
जी, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल। मतलब हम लोग हम लोग को पहले अगर हम लोग को भी मिलता कोई कंट्री हम लोग को भी चांस देता तो हम लोग बहुत मतलब उनका कंट्री भी ये होता है कि नहीं, चलो कोई प्लेयर आया है बाहर से, कुछ तो उनके अंदर अच्छा मतलब अच्छा क्वालिटी होगा या कुछ सीखने के लिए मिलेगा। तो वैसे जो 2 प्लेयर फॉरेन का आए हैं, हम लोग यही सीखेंगे कि चलो उनके मतलब अंदर क्या टैलेंट है वो हम सीखने को कोशिश करेंगे। जी।
मनीषा कल्याण का परफॉर्मेंस आप कैसे एनालाइज करेंगे? वो अभी टॉप गोल स्कोरर है, 11 गोल दाग चुके हैं इस सीजन, स्टार प्लेयर भी है इंडिया के लिए।
अ, जी हाँ, वो बहुत अच्छी प्लेयर है। अभी वो इंडियन टीम में प्लेइंग में खेल रही है और उनका स्कोरर लेवल बहुत अच्छा है और बहुत अच्छे प्लेयर भी है। और मैं यही कहूंगी कि वो मतलब उसी हिसाब से वो उनका मतलब मेंटेन करे और आगे के लिए बहुत अच्छा खेले, इंडिया का नाम करे। थैंक यू।
आरआईएफसी के आरआईएफसी जो गुजरात की टीम है जिसके खिलाफ माता रुक्मणी आज खेलने वाला है, वो टीम भी 8 स्थान पे है। पिछले मैच गोकुलम के खिलाफ 8-0 से हारे। इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग में इस साल वो लोग क्वालिफायर्स जीत के दिल्ली में या हीरो इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग पे क्वालिफाई किया है। तो कौन से एरियाज पे वो लोग फॉल्टर किया है आपको लगता है अभी तक?
अ, मैं तो ये कहूंगी कि चलो दोनों टीम अच्छा है, पर जो 8 गोल से हारे हैं गुजरात की टीम में, उनको ये बोलूंगी कि उन्होंने जो फॉर्मेशन में खेला है, अगर उनको लग रहा है कि अभी उनको चेंज करने से अगर वो डिफेंसिव कर रहे हैं तब भी गोल खा रहे हैं। अगर मेरे मानना है कि अगर एक बार कब मतलब कोशिश करे उनका कोच, अगर कोशिश करे कि नहीं हम डिफेंसिव छोड़ के अटैकिंग में खेलेंगे तो शायद बेटर हो सकता है। अगर हम डिफेंसिव खेल खेल के डिफेंस के ऊपर मतलब लाके हम गोल खा रहे हैं, तो हम कोशिश करते कि चलो हम अटैकिंग खेल के देखते तो शायद कुछ अच्छा होता।
जैसे कि आरआईएफसी आज 3 डिफेंडर से गया है, 3-5-2 उनका फॉर्मेशन है। तो विंग बैक का रोल कितना इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा इस गेम पे?
जी।
जैसे कि आरआईएफसी आज 3-5-2 फॉर्मेशन से ग्राउंड में उतरे हैं, 3 डिफेंडर, 5 मिडफील्डर और 2 फॉरवर्ड सामने। तो विंग बैक होते हैं, राइट विंग बैक, लेफ्ट विंग बैक,
जी।
इनका रोल इस गेम पे कितना इंपॉर्टेंट होगा?
उनको बहुत मतलब उनको चौकड़ ना रह के खेलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उनके ऊपर जब अटैकिंग होगी तो अगर कोई आगे का प्लेयर पीछे मतलब सपोर्ट के लिए नहीं आएगा तो उनको आगे पीछे 2 जगह देखना पड़ेगा। तो इसीलिए उनको उनके ऊपर आज बहुत मतलब प्रेशर होगा कि आगे भी देखना है और पीछे भी देखना है। तो पीछे भी सेव करना है और आगे गोल मारने का कोशिश भी करना है। तो ये चीज़ दोनों में मतलब दोनों साइड जो विंग बैक है दोनों पे रहेगी।
जैसे कि फिलहाल इंडियन फुटबॉल में टीम्स गुजरात, छत्तीसगढ़ जैसे जगहों से आ रहे हैं। हमने हाल ही में आई लीग पे देखे, राजस्थान यूनाइटेड आई लीग खेल रहे हैं। तो क्या ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन का रोल कैसा रहा होगा इस गेम को अक्रॉस द कंट्री स्प्रेड करने के लिए?
अ, पहले हम लोग नॉर्थ ईस्ट और उड़ीसा, केरला, तमिलनाडु ये सब हम लोग टीम सब खेलते थे। पर अभी क्या है ना, अभी फुटबॉल इतना क्रेजी हो गया और इतना पूरा ऑल ओवर इंडिया इतना क्रेज हो गया फुटबॉल का, तो हर स्टेट चाहता है कि नहीं हमारा टीम भी मतलब आए खेले। तो मैं ये कहूंगी अभी जो मतलब नया नया टीम आ रहा है, मैं उनको ये बोलूंगी कि नहीं, हमारे इंडिया के लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है कि पहले से बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर आएंगे और इंडिया टीम के लिए भी अच्छा रहेगा कि इतना सारा टीम से प्लेयर निकल रहे हैं और खेलना चाह रहे हैं।
जैसे कि इंडियन एरोस टीम पिछले 12 सालों से आई लीग पे खेलते आ रहे हैं और हाल ही में इस सीजन ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन ने इंडियन एरोस वुमेन्स टीम हीरो आईडब्ल्यूएल में इंक्लूड किया। इस मूव को आप कैसे देखते हो?
उस टीम में बहुत यंगर प्लेयर हैं और बहुत अच्छा भी खेल रहे हैं। इंडियन एरोस फर्स्ट टाइम इतना अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं और मुझे लगता है अगर उनको और ट्रेन किया जाएगा, एएफएफ, मतलब मैं चाहती हूँ कि एएफएफ और सपोर्ट करे। और ये जो टीम है ना, अगर एक ही साथ बोलते हैं ना, कोई अगर एक ही टीम एक ही जगह में प्रैक्टिस करता है रह के, तो उनका जो कॉम्बिनेशन बहुत अच्छा हो जाता है और बाद में वो टीम आगे मतलब जब खेलता है तो पूरा एक ही टीम के साथ जाता है तो बहुत अच्छा खेलता है, क्योंकि उनके कमांड कॉम्बिनेशन बहुत अच्छा रहता है। तो मैं ये इंडियन आरएस के लिए बोलूंगी कि आ, वो एएफएफ का टीम है, मुझे पता है बहुत अच्छा प्रैक्टिस भी मिलेगा। अगर वो लोग खुद चाहेंगे तो बहुत अच्छे से आगे जा पाएंगे। जी।
जैसे कि फीफा अंडर 17 वुमेन्स वर्ल्ड कप जो इंडिया में होने वाला है इस साल, उनका कैंप ऑलरेडी जमशेदपुर पे स्टार्ट हो गया, थॉमस डेनेबी के अंदर। इस फीफा अंडर 17 वर्ल्ड कप से आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है?
मैं यही चाहती हूँ कि हमारे इंडिया अच्छा रिजल्ट करे और हम लोग देखना चाहते हैं और पहली बार हमारा इंडिया टीम यहीं पे मतलब पार्टिसिपेट करने वाला है, तो मैं यही भगवान से प्रे करूंगी कि अच्छा रिजल्ट करे।
जैसे कि इस ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन द्वारा सब जूनियर लीग्स, एलीट लीग्स जो ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन पहले ऑर्गेनाइज कर चुके हैं, कोविड के पहले विमेंस अंडर 17 का भी आयोजन किया गया था। इस मामले में आपका क्या राय है?
जी, क्वेश्चन नहीं सुनता है क्या?
जैसे कि ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन द्वारा हीरो सब जूनियर लीग, एलीट लीग जो ऑल इंडिया फुटबॉल फेडरेशन पहले ऑर्गेनाइज कर चुके हैं, कोविड के पहले विमेंस अंडर 17 का भी लीग आयोजन किया गया था। तो इस पूरे मामले में आपका क्या राय है?
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा।
Okay, so that brings us to the end of our pre-match discussion. Due to some technical issues, we won't be able to continue with the conversation. So thanks for joining us, Shashmita ma'am.
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू।
And,
ओके,
and
थैंक
now we'll go back to the stadium where live action coming up your way. Stay tuned.
यू।
And so, welcome to the Hero Indian Women's League. And tonight, it's bottom of the table clash between Mata Rukmani Football Club and ARA FC. We are now down to 3 teams remaining in the hunt for the top spot after the previous night. But this one is to avoid being last. And Mata Rukmani Football Club have celebrated a victory just once, and ARA FC have lost 12 times. Both will be hurting and will hope for a win today that will help them to regain some pride. Mata Rukmani Football Club, they are a side which comes from an ashram in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh, which aims to promote talented local girls through the beautiful game. And this is their first foray into the Hero Indian Women's League, having won the Chhattisgarh League twice, way back in 2020 and 2022 respectively. And the team includes young girls from tribal areas between the age of 15 to 20. And some of these girls have also played in the under 17 women's football tournament in Kalyani, West Bengal back in 2019. This is the side making their way out of the team bus, placed 10th in the points table, and despite existing in the shadows of big cities and all the odds, Mata Rukmani Football Club vowed to achieve the unthinkable and has really found a way to represent them in the National League without having proper facilities in their town. And if girls can be good in education, they can also be good in sports too. So they encourage them to play as much as they want, and this is the reason they are representing their state in the Hero Indian Women's League. And the head coach Sandeep Singh
They are
shared
within
his
3
thoughts
points
before this game.
of us. So the team will be won by the team which can fight for every inch on the field and maintain their composure in both the 18-yard boxes. We have been working hard in the training, and we are hoping that we will be able to convert our chances and not give them any chances.
Thank you, and all the best for you.
Thank you so much.
And now we will get into the Mata Rukmani Football Club lineup for this evening. Seems like they've made 3 changes. Sandeep Singh from the previous encounter. They lost to PIFA by 3-1 in their last game. Now we will come back to that. Talking about the Mata Rukmani lineup, as we can see the team sheets are out, and Sandeep Singh making 3 changes, and one of them are in defense where Tanvi Kore comes in, and the new signing Kritika Poyam, not yet match fit. The midfield remains the same, including Vandana Dhruv, who had a couple of excellent chances in the previous game, and Lakshmi Mandavi is also back instead of Payal, Priyanka Futon, and one of the problems has been scoring from open play, and that cohesion in attack has been lacking. Can they find it today is the question. And many words have been used to describe the ways of Sandeep Singh, a purist and pragmatist among them, but the Hero Indian Women's League has been tough to navigate even for the most experienced of head coaches, and so Priyanka Kashyap gets her start again today. Given her ability to create and finish, she will be Mata Rukmani's biggest threat. Talking about the subs, Payal Kawashi, Kiran Pisda and Arpita Pungati are all the attacking options available for Mata Rukmani today. Talking about the side from Ahmedabad, Rakwet Academy, they started their journey as a professional multi-sports academy in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, which mainly consists of Rakwet Sports and has been running since 2011 and began participating in the Ahmedabad Junior League. The club was amongst the newest projects established by the academy in recent times as an initiative by their owner Vikram Patel. Now this is the side in green, previously coached by Vivek Nagul, but now Preet Bhatt is in charge of the team. And before the kickoff of the 2021-22 season of the Hero Indian Women's League, 4 teams including ARA from 4 states played against each other back in April 2022 in the qualifying round at the Ambedkar Stadium in New Delhi, and they qualified for the final round after topping the group. A lot of expectations on them, not been the greatest of the starts for them. They placed 8th, only 2 wins, 4 losses for them. They've collected 6 points from 6 matches, but Preet Bhatt, the head coach, has something to say. Let's watch it.
We had a bad game, so last game was a bad game for us, so we'll be trying to focusing on this game and want to go for the win, and we'll take the 3 points from this game.
And you'll be facing Mata Rukmani FC today, so what are your thoughts on the game?
They are also the better team, so our girls are ready for that, and we'll try to execute our plan, and we'll try to minimize the less mistakes.
And now let's have a look at the ARA FC lineup put up by their head coach Preet Bhatt. Seems like no changes are made in the starting 11, but they have shifted the formation and have gone from 4-4-2 to 3-5-2. Only 3 at the back with Kavita, Naketa and Shraddhanjali Panda. And the 5 in midfield including Poonam Kiran, Khushbu Poonam and Nisha. And those 2 up top in Madhubala and Manisha. Even though Neha, she is on the bench and will have to come off the bench and do some damage,
She almost led her side to a comeback, a draw against Jamshedpur with that burst of pace. This is the points table. 10th place Mata Rukmani with a win today will go 11 on points with Odisha. And while ARA FC can go above PIFA on 7th with SSB Women's Football Club. Kiran, she does everything for ARA, creates chances, gets back and wins most of the tackles, gets stuck in and sends in those wicked deliveries for her side. And the fixture gonna be highly entertaining, and only a win can give some hope to ARA FC today. And every game from now on is like a final for them. Talking about the reserves, despite Renu not playing, Preet Bhatt has left the likes of Shreya and Kamini Munda on the bench, and Kushum as well. Well, the referee for today's game is Snigdha Mondal, and she is going to be assisted by Shima Bairagi and Reshmi Chetri. The fourth official for today's game is Kanika Burman, and match commissioner Adley Costa. Now both the teams getting ready to walk out of the tunnel. And so, of course, Sandeep Singh can always rely on the creativity of Reet Kashyap, who is the skipper of the side, and Poonam, who is the skipper of ARA Football Club, played an instrumental role for the India under age 17 team during the SAF Championship couple of months back. Priyanka Futon brings into the attack, but she is going to be a real cog in the wheel for Mata Rukmani this evening here at the Capital Ground. And it's not for lack of trying, but both these teams find themselves where they are. But think about it, ARAFC have dropped 12 points and Mata Rukmani have dropped 15, and these two could easily have been 6th and 7th instead of 10th and 8th. It's all about planning, it's all about recruitment when you start, how much you get to train together, and of course that terrible luck with losing important players have played its part in the problem. However, Preet Bhatt, to his credit, has said that they were okay after getting in the new players, but that jittery start has caused them. It's difficult to pick between these two teams. And the fans watching and cheering on from the safety of their homes, predicting that there will be lots of goals to cheer for. Mata Rukmani, they are in red and black, and ARA Football Club will be in blue. The matches in the Hero Indian Women's League have been preponed due to the forecast of a cyclone on 10th May. Both the teams really looked prepared for this. And of course, we talk about players who have that ability. Kiran is one of them. And that part of the season where they have Poonam, those 5 games will come to that. And it's quite the talking point. This could have been slightly different as Mata Rukmani Football Club playing for the first time this season against ARA FC. The live action coming up your way very soon on the YouTube channel of Indian football team. And Eurosport also the official telecast partner of the Hero Indian Women's League 2021-22. The referee blows the whistle and we are off here at the Capital Ground with match number 37. And Mata Rukmani, they are 10th. They have dropped deeper into the chasm. Even if they win, their next 2 games will not equal their points tally to that of the top 4. And it's almost same for ARA FC. Their famous run to the top 2 is now in the past. And this time it's been riddled with injuries. And as Preet Bhatt himself said, interference, but football moves on quickly. And this will still be entertaining in the first half. Both the teams have let in combined 45 goals. Ridiculous numbers. But in terms of facing each other in this last part of the season is almost perfect for as a marker to rear this span for the next campaign. An early corner. In comes the corner. Went up for it. It was the number 9 Khushbu of ARA FC. And throw in now for the side from Gujarat. And they have gone with a 3-5-2. And those 2 individuals are the key to the formation, and without the right players, it would be a challenge to effectively play the 3-5-2. With 5 across midfield, the team should dominate a possession, which will elevate a lot of pressure from the back 3. There's a lot of space for Nisha. A first time cross comes in. And the number 14 was making an intriguing run. It's picked up by Poonam, the Indian sub-junior international. It's still with Poonam. On the edge of the penalty area. Comes right back into the box. The defender, Nilima, was very alert. An early pressure from ARA FC. Mata Rukmani and getting the ball and playing it upfield into the channel. Chase is on from Priyanka Futon. This is the number 8, Lakshmi Mandavi. A missed pass and Naketa with a no-nonsense clearance. There's a long chase from Manisha. She scored a brace for ARA against Hans Women Football Club and also bagging the Hero of the Match award. It's quite windy here at the Capital Ground. Nicely done there. And now carrying the ball forward. Here comes Mata Rukmani. And Nisha looking to hit them on the break. Disappointing pass. Poonam collects it though. One touch towards the number 10, Priyanka Futon. Spreads it to the right. The low cross comes in. Naina Jal dealing with it. Khushbu. The ball recovery has been a lot more quicker for ARA Football Club this evening here. Keeps hold of it. There's a defender behind her in the number 5, Pinky Kashyap. Manisha just making those diagonal runs and trying to drag her out of position in order to create moves from the middle and put more emphasis to attacks down the center, pushing up towards the opposition's post in order to create more avenues. Winning the 50-50, going past the first challenge. Lots of space down the right. If only she can pick out that pass, which she does. A safe ball into the feet of the number 12 Manisha, who lays it behind for Kiran. Kiran with the shot. It's gone wide for a goal kick. That was the attempt from Kiran, just faking for the pass, then taking on one, and eventually fancying her chance from 20 yards out. And the midfield can really adapt to fit the opposition and offers a great deal of flexibility, as coaches may chop and change the personnel to go either more defensive or offensive. Madhubala. This is the number 2, Poonam, in an advanced role this evening, as Preet Bhatt experimenting with his side. And that shot from a promising area by Madhubala, not troubling Meena Kashyap. Poonam stepping it down the door. Wonderful pass for Poonam. First time cross. Just could have waited for the number 12 Manisha to get in. She was rushing inside the 6-yard box. Just could have waited half a second, releasing it a lot more quicker. Now Poonam. That could have been a wonderful chance for ARA Football Club in this game. Meena Kashyap running the ball out of the field of play. Pinky Kashyap. Good ball over the top. Priyanka Futon. Still with Priyanka Futon. Controls it. An early cross, curling it in towards the far post. Priyanka Kashyap eventually getting to the ball. Fails to make anything of it. The ball was slightly out of her reach as well. Sending in a floater towards Futon. Ripika getting stuck in. Futon with a low cross. And easily dealt by Naketa. Shraddhanjali Panda. Taken away by Reeth before Nisha could even get there. The formation can be the best of both worlds, as its attacking nature provides the best form of defense by forcing the opposition's back towards goal. And without tactical discipline and clear communication, it can quickly turn into a liability as the opposition overload the spaces from the formation. Leaves at the back Madhubala. Snatched away by Lakshmi. And the 3 specialized central defenders, contrary to the idea that is more better, having central defenders in place of normal 2 can easily send things going for the team, as players are trained to defend in pairs. Putting up a partnership of 3 defenders may result in confusion over average defensive positions and roles, and generally one of these 3 defenders is able to step into defensive midfield and create from deep. And the defensive solidity, 3 at the back protect the box, while the holding midfielder can add strength in numbers and can help cover in the vacated wing back position when they push forward. As width from the wing backs creates space for the midfielders by marauding up and down the flanks, and the wing backs provide crucial width by stretching the play. And the two up front, while some formations sacrifice a striker for control of midfield. This is Nisha. Taking it into her stride is Manisha. Manisha is up against Tanvi. Tanvi wins it off her, winning the one-on-one battle. And now Pinky Kashyap. Mata Rukmani coming again. Priyanka taking her time on the ball and slipping in a wonderful delivery towards the right corner of the penalty area. The ball was slightly bobbing but had no pace, and quickly adjusting her feet, shot is blocked by Naketa, and finally she clears, spreading it out wide to the far left. And now Nisha is on the run. And Nisha keeps going. This is where she's so dangerous. Still Nisha. An excellent outstretched challenge from Tanvi. The right full back checking inside, allowing Lakshmi Mandavi to take over. Naketa not taking any chance. It goes long. It's been collected by Pinky Kashyap. A no-nonsense clearance, slightly wayward. Clearance slightly miscued as well. It could have gone either way. Lakshmi Mandavi. And a wonderful pass. And now she is one-on-one, trying to squeeze in between a couple of red shirts. Slightly behind her, and Manisha recovers. Support from Poonam. Waiting in the center is the skipper Poonam. Two Poonams, in fact. What a ball. A lot of space is Nisha. Fires it low. That was fired in a cross by Nisha from the left. Looking threatening while going forward, ARA FC. And now down the middle. Here goes the number 10. It's gone over. A shot from Kiran. Not on target. And goal kick for Mata Rukmani. And that was a try from the number 10, Kiran, from long way out. Back to the skipper, Naketa, trying to slow down the tempo of the game. They are in control now. Trying to influence play from deep is Madhubala. Almost evading the first marker. Brought down for a foul. And free kick for ARA Football Club. That was the incident. Brought down by the number 4, Reet Kashyap. She scored the winner for Mata Rukmani against Hans Women Football Club. Mata Rukmani's only win of this campaign, that was the 3-2 victory for the Chhattisgarh State League champions. They have scored 6 goals and conceded 27. A highly porous defense. And so first quarter of an hour gone here. It's goalless between ARA Football Club and Mata Rukmani. And the defense really relies on speedy wide centre backs, as there is a lot of space left behind the wing backs when they attack, and the centre backs need to be quick enough to cover the space. Disciplined holding midfielder is really crucial if they are unable to consistently have good positioning, and then the team loses a lot of its defensive stability. Another ball pulled across the face of goal. That was Manisha. Again, no one in blue waiting inside the 6-yard box. A very cheap giveaway. An ARA Football Club have it back. Poonam, the skipper, towards Nisha. Down the line, the number 14, continuing with her run. It is Madhubala. She has got the number 5, Pinky Kashyap, behind her. And Nisha trying to find some room for the cross. Not managing to do so. Clearance from Pinky. Throw in for ARA. Cross comes in. A clearance not too far though. Kiran, one way then the other. Kiran goes for it. Oh, what a magnificent strike. An absolute sublime finish from the skipper. And in fact, is the number 10, Kiran, with a wonderful finish. She was looking for the room for the shot, and eventually getting it, running horizontally across the pitch. Saw half a yard of space and lets fly, and the ball eventually landed into the back of the net. And it's ARA Football Club 1, Mata Rukmani 0. A sublime finish from the number 10. She is really worthy of wearing that number 10 jersey. Now can they respond? Chance opens up for Mata Rukmani. And that was a glorious chance for Lakshmi Mandavi. Going for it with a weak left foot. And there was Ripika also interested for it. Eventually leaving it for the number 8 to take over. Just couldn't steer it on target. And now the game started to open up here. In fact, chances for both the teams. An ARA Football Club converting a half chance. A clear-cut opening though for Mata Rukmani. Priyanka Kashyap into the center circle for Lakshmi. She is dispossessed by the goal scorer Kiran. Naketa's clearance not getting any distance. And now from the right wing, Priyanka Kashyap's cross. Straight to the goalkeeper Sudesh. This is a promising build-up. Finding some joy down the right. Priyanka Kashyap tried to round away cross. Now Mata Rukmani, good to see, continuing with their 4-3-3. Ripika in a central role with Priyanka Futan and Priyanka Kashyap available. There's the former from a tight angle. An easy collection for Sudesh. From an angle, tried to place it towards the second post. Lakshmi Mandavi, Reet Kashyap, Manisha. A lovely exchange down the right. Manisha, she's got Madhuwala inside the box for support. Manisha's crossing. Madhuwala is there and cleared away by Nilima. And before Madhuwala could even get to the ball and make something of it. Too strong for the challenge. Poonam. She is the creator-in-chief for ARA. And now dragging it towards the byline and eventually overplaying it. A goal kick for Mata Rukmani. And the success of the 4-3-3 rests on the quality of the three midfielders available, and usually the team lies up with one central defensive midfielder and two midfielders ahead of them. A perfect example can be Barcelona during the sextuple winning season, comprised of Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi. Likewise here, Mata Rukmani with Vandana Dhruv, Lakshmi Mandavi and Reet Kashyap. Reet Kashyap taking up the central role. She can be a very effective player and can affect the game in both ways, in terms of defending and also in terms of creating play. Always a very handy player to have in the lineup, who can attack and defend with equal efficiency. And Reet Kashyap known for her long ranges. The most technical player in this Mata Rukmani squad. Another reverse ball, looking to take on Nenajal, but she stood firm, stood her ground. And now carrying it forward. One-on-one with Nana. Playing it behind to the support. Kiran. Trying for that layoff. Khushbu. Khushbu from 25 yards out. She had goal in her sights. Couldn't apply the right technique. You got to be a player of supreme quality, really, to make those chances count. Just we saw Kiran how she broke the deadlock here at the Capital Ground, and now this time it's Poonam's turn. Talking about the defense, the 4-3-3 is primarily designed for attack, and in the event of both fullbacks opting for the overlap and at the same time the team is left exposed with only three players at the back, two defenders and a central defensive midfielder. When stimulation, the three central midfielders needed are required to have high technical skill, a perfect fit between innovativeness and willingness to play specific roles. Looks up once and delivers. Now the flag stays down. Attempted cross is blocked. It's gonna be a corner. And at the other game, the the 7th Battalion ground is Setu Madurai, leading by 3-0 against PIFA. And Anju Tamang, Durga, and Elizabeth. She scored from the spot kick, and Anju Tamang finally getting a start this evening after being left out for a couple of games. On the 25th minute mark, the former champions leading by 3-0. Also for a few hours they will go back to the top spot. And Gokulam will come down to second, having played a game less than Gokulam will face Indian Arrows tomorrow here at the Capital Ground. That is going to be a very classic encounter. And both the teams really have got plenty of quality in their ranks. Reet Kashyap getting ready with the free kick. And there's the wonderful touch. Not finding the right player. And indeed finds Tanvi Kore. But the flag will eventually go up against Priyanka Kashyap. Trying to power her way past Manisha. As we approach the half-hour mark here at the Capital Ground, it's still Kiran's brilliance proving to be the difference between the two teams. In ARA Football Club, they are dominating so far in the first half an hour. Poorly defended at the back post. Is still alive for the number 12. Lays it behind, but Madhubala runs into a couple of red shirts. But he recovers again on the edge of the area. Breaks for Nisha. And a snapshot from the skipper Poonam. Now this is looking good, twisting and turning. And now the number 14. From a very acute angle. Skying it over the top. The referee just stopping play for the hydration break. And unlike the two-striker formation, the 4-3-3 has just one dedicated striker and two wide midfielders. So the presence of wide forwards can create a play cutting in from the flanks is needed to support the striker. Ripika is not getting that kind of support. Let's have a look at the goal scored by Kiran. What a strike from the number 10. Look at the technique, putting his laces through it. And no chance whatsoever for Meena Kashyap. Mata Rukmani coming on the back of an 8-0 defeat against Gokulam Kerala. And the senior players from the team clapped for their efforts and came to each one of them to say well played and giggles. Mata Rukmani's captain Reet Kashyap. Mata Rukmani FC is unlike your usual rich, financially well-to-do club with a big corporation or industrialist to back them. Instead, they are possibly the smallest club in this edition of the Hero Indian Women's League, based out of a small ashram in the Bastar district of Chhattisgarh and sustaining themselves mainly from donations coming in via a CSR. They are not a very big profit-making club, but are based out of Mata Rukmani Ashram in Bastar, which looks after closely to 3,000 underprivileged girls from the nearby areas. The resources are thus very limited, and neither do the players have proper football stadium to practice. And despite all the adversities, they've managed to win the Chhattisgarh League twice and took a giant leap in making their way to the country's top tier football competition. And the corner comes in, completely missing it. The number 10, the ball eventually going over her. It was Kiran, in fact. It comes right back in. Out of play. And outside of the boot pass. This is Priyanka Kashyap. And Nisha. With a couple of step overs. Riding the challenge of Tanvi. And Nisha goes for the cross. Looks up once. And now Poonam. That was a nice diagonal. The goalkeeper Meena Kashyap saw that. Mata Rukmani's head coach Sandeep Singh joined the team after a collaboration between MRFC and his Urdu football club. Has taken MRFC to IWL in a mere 6 months. This is Manisha. Looking for that layoff for Poonam. It was collected by Lakshmi instead. And now fighting for the ball with Kiran. A nice exchange. Unlocking the right channel. Opting to play it short. Stringing few passes together of their own. ARA Football Club. This time no room for the cross. They'll come again. This time ball sent in. Not a very convincing clearance. It's going to trickle out, of course, for a throw-in. Nisha. Changes getting ready for Mata Rukmani. Seems like the number 6 Arpita. She's gonna come on. Working some space down the left channel. It's a beautiful ball. Chested down. Mata Rukmani clears and now chance to counter. Into the feet of Ripika. Gets it back from the left full back, Naina Jal. A strong challenge from Naketa. And now the number 11, Ripika, will be going off. And comes on is Arpita. And the first change of the game on the 36th minute mark. Mata Rukmani, they have fulfilled their dream of playing in the Hero Indian Women's League. ARA FC had to face humiliation against Gokulam. In their last game, it was an 8-0 defeat. And the Ghanaian forward El Chadai scoring a hat-trick after Manisha Kalyan opened the scoring for the defending champions on the 5th minute mark. And this time easily dealt with the cross. And looking to grow into the game, Mata Rukmani. Naketa from behind. It was a long ball intended for Manisha. Priyanka Futon. And the 1-2 didn't work out. And now pokes it towards the number 12. And this is Manisha. A good solid challenge from Nilima. And the number 18 Nilima partnering Pinky Kashyap in the heart of defense. It's a windy evening here at the Capital Ground. And there's the defensive header. Poonam's header not finding her own teammate. But she is successful in drawing a free kick in ARA FC's favour. Khushbu's free kick. Not on target. An ARA Football Club looking to double their lead before going into the break. Secure a comfortable score line before that. This is Nisha selling one dummy across towards the near post. Comfortable for Meena Kashyap. 5 minutes of regulation time remaining in this half. A strong challenge from Kavita. Poonam looks towards the left where Nisha is present. She will eventually take it onto a stronger right foot and swing one in. An excellent foot in. That would have been a shooting chance for Poonam. The men's side of RIFC played in the Hero I-League qualifiers. Just getting it through the legs of the defender. Manisha, she's desperate to get her name on the score sheet for the third time this year. No action on the right hand side so far. It's all confined towards this area. The fancy footwork not working out. Weak in her clearance. Good height on the cross. Madhuwala lays it up for Poonam. She controls it, looking to give it back to the number 10, Kiran. A player in red was present on the edge of the area. Couldn't spring a counter. Mata Rukmani. They are overawed by the big names on the pitch. An ARA Football Club holding their positions well. And Mata Rukmani just struggling to find their way out. Poonam. A very weak clearance. An ARA Football Club just keeps coming. Kiran for the second time goes for it. A lot of power, just too much precision. There's the ARA bench, Preet Bhatt. Will be happy with the way his team has started in this game. This is Poonam in the center circle for Kiran. A slow passing build up from RIFC in search of the gaps where they would look to hurt. Mata Rukmani joining the overlap. This time it's a teasing delivery. The whistle is gone. In fact, it's a foul. And the foul going against Manisha. Seems like there's going to be an additional time of 3 minutes in this game. Just a few seconds of regulated 45 remaining. A sharp turn from Poonam. Nisha. Back to the skipper Poonam. A nice constructive build-up from ARA. And the keeper gobbles it up in the end, Meena Kashyap. And those long ranges are really causing a lot of issues for the number 21. Somehow managing to put it behind for a corner. In fact, it's 2 minutes of additional time. Corner number 5 for ARA Football Club. And the goalkeeper makes a mess of it. And very nearly the second goal for ARA Football Club at the stroke of half time. She completely misjudged the flight of the ball. Priyanka Futon. Marauding from the right. Priyanka Futon. Away from 2. Pass is misplaced. And could be a quick counter for ARA Football Club. Still holding off the challenge. I can't keep it in, Manisha. The last touch coming off her. Some confusion regarding the added time. Poonam and gives it. Sells one dummy to Tanvi. Nisha's cross, and it's 2-0 for ARA Football Club. Excellent move. And they have a right reason to smile here, the side from Gujarat. And just at the stroke of half time, doubling their lead. And in fact, it's 3 minutes of additional time in the first half. Nisha's cross, beautifully sent in, getting into the pocket of space between the two centre backs. The number 14, Madhuvala, finally getting her name on the score sheet for the second time in this tournament. She scored once against Odisha Police, and that was a 3-1 victory for ARA. Not the kind of clearance Mata Rukmani would have wanted. Madhubala beautifully setting up Nisha. And then half-time whistle from today's referee, Snigdha Mondal. And ARA Football Club go into the break with a 2-0 lead. And this player, Madhubala, doubling the money at the stroke of half-time before Kiran breaking the deadlock in the first quarter of the match. As both the teams go in for the break. Let's say ARA Football Club, the team in blue, they are in the lead. These are the first half stats. 60-40 ball possession in ARA's favour. 11 shots taken, 3 of them on target. And 5 corner kicks won by ARA FC. Only 2 shots taken by Mata Rukmani in the first half. Priyanka Futin and Ripika with 1 shot each. Now let's have a look at the number of shots taken by ARA FC in this half. 11 in total. Madhubala and Kiran joint top with 3 each. Khushbu was second highest with 2. Manisha, Nisha and Poonam with 1 shots each. Now let's have a look at the number of fouls committed by Mata Rukmani in the first half. Only 3. Vandana Dhruv, Tanvi Kore, Reet Kashyap, the skipper, committing 1 foul each. These are the fouls committed by ARA FC in the first half. Khushbu, Manisha and Poonam with 1 fouls each. Now let's have a look at the first half highlights. Match number 37 kicking off at the Capital Ground between Mata Rukmani and ARA FC. The side from Chhattisgarh taking on the side from Gujarat, who have qualified for the Hero Indian Women's League by the virtue of winning the qualifiers. An early shot from Kiran, completely miscued, not on target. This was a delightful run from Poonam, sending that low cross in early. Nisha's low ball, easily defended. Kiran's attempt over the crossbar. And this was Manisha. And no blue shirt waiting on the second post. And this was the opening goal. An absolute screamer from the number 10, giving no chance to the goalkeeper. Taking on the number 4, Reet Kashyap. A poor defending. And straight away it opened up for Mata Rukmani's number 8, Lakshmi Mandavi. 1 more chance from an acute angle straight to the goalkeeper. Poonam laying it back for the number 10. Shot not on target. Take a look towards goal and somehow managing to deal with it in the exchange of a corner kick. And this was a teasing cross, icing on top of the cake. And just at the stroke of half time, it's Madhubala making it 2-0 for ARA Football Club. And make sure you don't go anywhere. We will come back after this short break.
मेरी रोल मॉडल ही मेरी मम्मी है, क्योंकि लाइफ में सब बोलते हैं माय फादर इज माय हीरो, लेकिन मेरे लिए मेरी मम्मी मेरी लाइफ की सुपर हीरो है.
I think my whole career, I owe my whole career to my mom, because without her support, without my parents' support, I wouldn't have reached where I have, and I would not be able to achieve what all I've done without my parents' support, especially my mom.
हर मुसीबत में मैं कुछ भी डिसीजन लेती हूँ तो पहले मम्मी को बोलती हूँ, मम्मी मैं ये करने जा रही हूँ, ये अच्छा या नहीं. मेरा लाइफ में कुछ भी डिसीजन लेने से पहले एक बार मम्मी से पूछती हूँ.
And she always supported me in my football career. Even when I had exams or any work, some important work, she used to say like, okay, leave that and go for football. So that was the best thing.
फुटबॉल के लिए इसने सपोर्ट करके फुल सपोर्ट करके आए हैं. अभी तक फुल सपोर्ट करके ये करना है वो करना है, फुटबॉल खेलने के टाइम वो सब सपोर्ट करके आए हैं.
My mom is basically the backbone of the VR field for every match. She may not know too many technical terms about the game, but she has been my fortress emotionally.
But वो मैचेस देखती है मेरा और मुझे बताती है यार तूने ये क्यों नहीं किया, तूने गोल क्यों नहीं, इसलिए तू अच्छी नहीं खेल पाई क्या. मतलब हर चीज़ अगर मैंने गोल कर दिया तो वो सोचते हैं कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा खेला.
And on the days I was down, there were days when I did not have my best performances, or like, you know, as an athlete I was struggling. She was there to cheer me up, she was there to understand what I was going through as a girl, and like, you know, the barriers that I had to face growing up.
मम्मी सबसे अलग होते हैं, मतलब वो हर भावनाओं को समझते हैं. हम नहीं बोलते फिर भी वो समझ सकते हैं हमको.
स्पेशली मेरा इंजरी से लेके और मेरा जब भी कुछ अप डाउन हो जाते हैं प्लेइंग करियर में, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें में बहुत सपोर्ट किया है मम्मी ने।
और जब भी मेरा शरीर थक जाता है तो कभी कभी मसाज भी कर देते हो बहुत ज़्यादा हर चीज़ में मेरी हेल्प करते हैं, हर चीज़ में मेरे को सपोर्ट करते हैं।
मेरे गांव में तो कोई ऐसा कुछ लड़की भी नहीं थी जिसके साथ मैं खेल सकूँ वैसा, पर मम्मी ने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला कि तू मत जाओ मत खेलो लड़का के साथ, ऐसा कभी कुछ नहीं बोला। जाने दिया, खेलने दिया। उधर तो हम लोग सब लड़का लोग के साथ प्रैक्टिस करते थे, तो उधर मम्मी ने मेरे को कभी नहीं रोका भी नहीं, तो कभी नहीं, बस मेरे को ग्राउंड में जाने दिया।
हाँ, उनको डर लगता होगा, बट उन्होंने कभी नहीं कहा कि मत जाओ, ये सब हमेशा मुझे सपोर्ट किया है।
तो एनएस करने का टाइम मतलब वो एडमिशन लेने का टाइम बहुत डिफिकल्ट था उधर पटियाला में, तो बहुत सपोर्ट था, मतलब वो एग्ज़ाम के लिए वो सब सपोर्ट करके।
मुझे ऐसे अकेले रहना नहीं पाएगा, तो मम्मी है ऐसे कि बेटा नहीं, तुम्हें अकेले जाना है, तुम्हें अकेले करना है, और तुम्हें खुद से जो चीज़ मैं नहीं, मतलब जो चीज़ हमने नहीं की वो तुम करो और आगे बढ़ो, और तुम्हें ऐसे कि कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा होगा कि मेरी ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, पर नहीं, तुम्हें खुद से करना है और सीखना है कि जैसे कि तुम आगे सीख पाओ।
बहुत मतलब बहुत इंस्पिरेशन है वो मेरे लिए, बहुत बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन है मेरे लिए कि मेरे मदर आज जो है मेरे, उनकी वजह से ही मैं यहाँ पे स्टैंड करती हूँ।
Thank my mom for supporting me, for allowing me to play football. I truly appreciate mom. I love you so much, and mom, you are my superhero. Yeah, you're a superhero. My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है।
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए मेरी सुपर हीरो।
My mom is my superhero.
And I will say she's my superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है।
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए सुपर हीरो है।
My mother is a superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी रोल मॉडल ही मेरी मम्मी है, क्योंकि लाइफ में सब बोलते हैं माय फादर इज माय हीरो, लेकिन मेरे लिए मेरी मम्मी मेरी लाइफ की सुपर हीरो है।
I think my whole career, I owe my whole career to my mom, because without her support, without my parents' support, I wouldn't have reached where I have, and I would not be able to achieve what all I've done without my parents' support, especially my mom.
हर मुसीबत में मैं कुछ भी डिसीजन लेती हूँ तो पहले मम्मी को बोलती हूँ, मम्मी मैं ये करने जा रही हूँ, ये अच्छा या नहीं। मेरा लाइफ में कुछ भी डिसीजन लेने से पहले एक बार मम्मी से पूछती हूँ।
And she always supported me in my football career. Even when I had exams or any work, some important work, she used to say like, okay, leave that and go for football. So that was the best thing.
फुटबॉल के लिए इसने सपोर्ट करके, फुल सपोर्ट करके आए हैं, अभी तक फुल सपोर्ट करके ये करना है वो करना है, फुटबॉल खेलने के टाइम वो सब सपोर्ट करके आए हैं।
My mom is basically the backbone of the way I feel before every match. She may not know too many technical terms about the game, but she has been my fortress emotionally.
बट वो मैचेस देखती है मेरा और मुझे बताती है यार तूने ये क्यों नहीं किया, तूने गोल क्यों नहीं, इसलिए तू अच्छी नहीं खेल पाई क्या, मतलब हर चीज़ अगर मैंने गोल कर दिया तो वो सोचते हैं कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा खेला।
And on the days I was down, there were days when I did not have my best performances, or like, you know, as an athlete I was struggling. She was there to cheer me up, she was there to understand what I was going through as a girl, and like, you know, the barriers that I had to face growing up.
मम्मी सबसे अलग होते हैं, मतलब वो हर भावनाओं को समझते हैं, हम नहीं बोलते फिर भी वो समझ सकते हैं हमको।
स्पेशली मेरा इंजरी से लेके और मेरा जब भी कुछ अप डाउन हो जाते हैं प्लेइंग करियर में, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें में बहुत सपोर्ट किया है मम्मी ने।
और जब भी मेरा शरीर थक जाता है तो कभी कभी मसाज भी कर देते हो बहुत ज़्यादा हर चीज़ में मेरी हेल्प करते हैं, हर चीज़ में मेरे को सपोर्ट करते हैं।
मेरे गांव में तो कोई ऐसा कुछ लड़की भी नहीं थी जिसके साथ मैं खेल सकूँ वैसा, पर मम्मी ने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला कि तू मत जाओ मत खेलो लड़का के साथ, ऐसा कभी कुछ नहीं बोला। जाने दिया, खेलने दिया। उधर तो हम लोग सब लड़का लोग के साथ प्रैक्टिस करते थे, तो उधर मम्मी ने मेरे को कभी नहीं रोका भी नहीं, तो कभी नहीं, बस मेरे को ग्राउंड में जाने दिया।
हाँ, उनको डर लगता होगा, बट उन्होंने कभी नहीं कहा कि मत जाओ, ये सब हमेशा मुझे सपोर्ट किया है।
तो एनएस करने का टाइम मतलब वो एडमिशन लेने का टाइम बहुत डिफिकल्ट था उधर पटियाला में। तो बहुत सपोर्ट था, मतलब वो एग्ज़ाम के लिए भी वो सब सपोर्ट करके।
मुझे ऐसे अकेले रहना नहीं पाएगा तो मम्मी है ऐसे कि बेटा नहीं, तुम्हें अकेले जाना है, तुम्हें अकेले करना है और तुम्हें खुद से जो चीज़ मैं नहीं, मतलब जो चीज़ हमने नहीं की वो तुम करो और आगे बढ़ो। और तुम्हें ऐसे कि कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा होगा कि मेरी ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, पर नहीं, तुम्हें खुद से करना है और सीखना है कि जैसे कि तुम आगे सीख पाओ।
बहुत मतलब बहुत इंस्पिरेशन है वो मेरे लिए, बहुत बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन है मेरे लिए कि मेरे मदर आज जो है मेरे, उनकी वजह से ही मैं यहाँ पे स्टैंड कर रही हूँ।
I want to thank my mom for supporting me, for allowing me to play football. I truly appreciate mom. I love you so much. And mom, you are my superhero. Yeah, she's superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है। My mother is my super hero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए मेरी सुपर हीरो।
My mom is my superhero. And I miss her. She is my superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी मम्मी मेरी सुपर हीरो है।
मेरी मम्मी मेरे लिए सुपर हीरो है।
My mother is a superhero.
My mother is my superhero.
मेरी रोल मॉडल ही मेरी मम्मी है, क्योंकि लाइफ में सब बोलते हैं माय फादर इज माय हीरो, लेकिन मेरे लिए मेरी मम्मी मेरी लाइफ की सुपर हीरो है।
I think my whole career, I owe my whole career to my mom, because without her support, without my parents' support, I wouldn't have reached where I have, and I would not be able to achieve what all I've done without my parents' support, especially my mom.
हर मुसीबत में मैं कुछ भी डिसीजन लेती हूँ तो पहले मम्मी को बोलती हूँ, मम्मी मैं ये करने जा रही हूँ, ये अच्छा या नहीं। मेरा लाइफ में कुछ भी डिसीजन लेने से पहले एक बार मम्मी से पूछती हूँ।
And she always supported me in my football career. Even when I had exams or any work, some important work, she used to say like, okay, leave that and go for football. So that was the best thing.
फुटबॉल के लिए इसने सपोर्ट करके, फुल सपोर्ट करके आए हैं। अभी तक फुल सपोर्ट करके ये करना है वो करना है, फुटबॉल खेलने के टाइम वो सब सपोर्ट करके आए हैं।
My mom is basically the backbone of the way I feel for every match. She may not know too many technical terms about the game, but she has been my fortress emotionally.
But वो मैचेस देखती है मेरा और मुझे बताती है कि यार तूने ये क्यों नहीं किया, तूने गोल क्यों नहीं किया, इसलिए वो अच्छी नहीं खेल पाई है। मतलब हर चीज़ अगर मैंने गोल कर दिया तो वो सोचते हैं कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा खेला।
And on the days I was down, there were days when I did not have my best performances, or like, you know, as an athlete I was struggling. She was there to cheer me up, she was there to understand what I was going through as a girl, and like, you know, the barriers that I had to face growing up.
मम्मी सबसे अलग होते हैं, मतलब वो हर भावनाओं को समझते हैं, हम नहीं बोलते फिर भी वो समझ सकते हैं हमको।
स्पेशली मेरा इंजरी से लेके और मेरा जब भी कुछ अप डाउन हो जाते हैं प्लेइंग करियर में, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें में बहुत सपोर्ट किया है मम्मी ने।
और जब भी मेरा शरीर थक जाता है तो कभी कभी मसाज भी कर देते हो बहुत ज़्यादा।
And welcome back. You are watching the Hero Indian Women's League 2021-22 live on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team from the Capital Ground in Bhubaneswar, and it is 2-0 in favor of ARA Football Club at half time. And at the other game, 7th Battalion Ground, it's Setu Madurai leading 3-0 against PIFA with goals from Elizabeth. She scored from the spot kick. A few changes are also getting ready. We'll confirm you regarding that very shortly. Durga and Anju Tamang, the other two scorers for PI for Setu Madurai, and that will help them to go to the top of the points table with 21 points from 7 matches. And a few changes are taking place, so we'll confirm you about that very shortly. Will there be any change in approach, any change in attack from the head coaches? That is going to be a lot more interesting. And two teams that stand for energy, a tactical innovation and youth development. An absolutely brilliant pitch. Both the teams going to dish out some quality football. Good passing, good support. Both the coaches have really expressed that the opponents are strong and they have to challenge this. It's going to be important how they manage to break the defense and how they try to penetrate. But I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful second 45 minute. We're off then. And the team in blue, ARA Football Club, operating from the left to right of your screen. And the side in red and black, it's Mata Rukmani, will be operating from the right to left. And meanwhile, the news from the battalion ground is that PIFA, they've pulled one back and it's 3-1. And Nisilia pulled one back for PIFA Sports Club. She also scored against Gokulam Kerala. That was one of the most highlight moments of her career. Scoring against the champion club of India. She certainly has her scoring boots on. Nisilia, who comes from Meghalaya. These are the changes. Vandana Dhruv, she's been taken off, and Payal comes on for Mata Rukmani. The number 14 coming on for the number 12. Reet Kashyap. Nicely done there by Poonam. Can't find the right personnel. This is looking interesting. The number 23 with a solo run. Left the ball slightly behind. The body went ahead. The ball didn't follow her. And the attempted cross is slightly deflected. And Kiran Pisda. They're slowly and steadily getting there. Mata Rukmani. This is Kavita, Poonam, Kiran. A nice trio. Bringing her international experience in domestic football, the number 17. Played alongside the likes of some big names during the SAF Under-18 Championship. One of them was Silky Devi, who made her debut for the Indian senior side against Brazil. And that is quite something. Something which she can surely share with her grandchildren's. There's the cross. An arm came out. And almost a 50-50 situation. You can see Kiran Pisda getting into a scoring area. This is what box strikers are all about. They can smell goals, especially within 8 yards. And now driving down the middle. Applying a lot of pressure. Right from the beginning of the second half, Mata Rukmani. And those two changes completely changing the dimension of the game. And now they are a lot more attacking. And the inclusion of Payal and Kiran Pisda really doing wonders for the side from Chhattisgarh. But ARA Football Club, they are in the driver's seat, having those 2 goals cushion. Poonam, the ball ricochets and eventually comes back to her. Nisha, onto her left foot, she delivered a glorious cross in the first half that resulted into that goal scored by Madhuwala on the stroke of half time rather. And now tempting bounce. This is good. Buys a yard, compelled to play it back, and then the grounder from the number 10 Kiran is off target. Now Madhuwala carrying it forward, still Madhuwala losing out. Picking up the loose pieces near the halfway area was Khushbu. A lofted pass from Poonam. Heads it away to safety, Reet Kashyap, a central defensive midfielder of Mata Rukmani. That's a wonderful pass. Lots of space. Getting in behind wonderfully. Still keeps her balance, but the cross is deflected out for a corner. And they are turning the screw here. ARA Football Club. And those two up top in Madhuwala and Manisha are combining really well. Are causing a lot of damage to Mata Rukmani's defense. Khushbu's corner. Good height on it. Comes in towards the number 10. The number 2 gets involved. Poonam, the right full back. Goalmouth chaos. Breaks for the number 14. Defending with bodies on the line. And then the shot. It's still not fully cleared. And no room for the snapshot. Is setting up the number 17, Poonam. And the side-footed attempt has gone over. Yes, Kritika Poem. Excellent first few touches, recovering the ball for her side, and now initiating a move. Kiran Pisda pulls it back. Naketa's placement was perfect, and now Kavita double teaming. Oh, winning the one-on-one battle. She has nicked it off Reet Kashyap, and now into a narrow angle. Was about to pull the trigger. A great challenge from Reet. And Manisha is lying down, clutching her ankle. That must be really painful. And now Mata Rukmani, and after their defeats, the respective previous Hero Indian Women's League fixtures, they are clashing heads at the Capital Ground in Bhubaneswar. Sandeep Singh spoke about his expectations from the game, and at this stage all the games are important as they have to add to their points tally. He also mentioned they would like to keep the intensity of the game high and play to their strengths. They have to be cool-headed in both the 18-yard boxes and stay confident in their abilities. And now down the left. The ball played in field. Madhubala, Poonam, a few decent touches in the final third. And now cleaning up the danger is Mata Rukmani. From the near left, the give and go not completing. Here's Manisha. Just stepping past the challenge. Nisha. She's got a couple of blue shirts to aim at, and one of them is Manisha! 3-0. A rasping low volley. Fizzed into the bottom corner. Excellent phase of play from ARA FC. So fluid that particular move. Nisha's ball, no one closing her down, opting for placement, and it was impeccable indeed. Just applying the right weight on the shot to make it 3-0. Kavita. Madhubala. Takes a deflection of Nilima. Is one back by Poonam. And now advancing into the Mata Rukmani. A half. And the ball just eventually moving away from one feet to the other. And most of them are blue shirts. And the pattern of play still remaining to be the same, apart from the first 5 minutes of the second half, where Mata Rukmani showed some kind of positivity going forward. At the hour mark, it's 3-0 in favor of ARA Football Club. 7th Battalion ground, Setu Madurai. They are leading by 3-1 against PIFA. And if the points are equal, the first barrier is going to be head-to-head. If that also turns out to be equal, then a goal difference. If that is also same, and then we move on to the teams who've scored maximum number of goals. The first barrier is going to be head-to-head. Setu Madurai are still very much into the league. And eventually it's going to be decided on the final day which team wins the 5th edition of the Hero Indian Women's League. Is it going to be Gokulam Kerala or Setu Madurai? Both the teams from South dominating. And eventually the league is just going down to the wire. And just a reminder to the viewers, there is no relegation in the ongoing edition of the Hero Indian Women's League. The team finishing at the bottom will get a chance to regroup themselves, to learn from their experience, from their mistakes, and revamp their squad and come back stronger in the next season. Reet Kashyap. This is Priyanka Futon turning away from Shraddhanjali Panda. Eventually getting caught out. Wholeheartedly covering that flank was Manisha. She's putting in a lot of hard work this evening. And ARA Football Club also readying a change. Solid challenge. Could be a breakaway move for ARA FC. A gutsy defending there from Pinky Kashyap. That's the kind of bravery required at this level. There is a runner available on the overlap. Payal Reet. Slightly out of Payal's reach, but she still manages to get a foot in. And now in comes the cross. Might be a shooting chance here. Sets up the number 7. Oh, so close. Priyanka Kashyap and the closest Mata Rukmani have gotten in this game. Excellent move. Kritika Poyam leaving it for the number 7 Priyanka Kashyap. Just managing to work the goalkeeper Sudesh. Reet clearing her lines. Heavy touch from Poonam. She's comfortably dismantled. Regains the possession. Heavy touch from Nisha. Capitalized by Tanvi Kore. And now finally into space. ARA on the right hand side. Kiran Pisda. Looking for that one touch build up with her strike partner. Kashyap. Kiran Pisda scored once for Mata Rukmani in this edition of the Hero Indian Women's League, and that was against SSB. A 7-1 loss for the side from Gujarat, and now through on goal is the number 14, and almost slipped under the goalkeeper Meena Kashyap, and nearly a brace for Madhubala. Shraddhanjali Panda with a crucial intervention. And his jersey number 7, Anju, will be coming on. And this is the change I was talking about. And the number 14 is taken off Madhubala. ARA Football Club started their journey against Odisha Sports. Anju scored. ARA Football Club lost by 3-1. In the second game, they faced defeat into the hands of Sethu FC. However, made a comeback in the third by defeating Odisha Police by 3-1. And in a thrilling encounter, lost against SSB Women, that was 3-2. And their second victory came against Hunts. Manisha's brace and Nisha getting her name on the score sheet. It was a 3-0 victory for ARA Football Club. They lost to Gokulam though by 8-0. Kiran. Good weight on the cross. Has been given as a handball. Manisha with a stray arm. Reet Kashyap shifting into the back four. Knocking the ball one way, going past her marker from the other. Priyanka Kashyap, she's got Kiran Pisda waiting in the box. Deflected behind for a corner. And just like PIFA Sports Club at the Battalion ground, can Mata Rukmani pull one back here and make it 3-1? A corner swung in. A heading opportunity. A keeper getting something on the ball, and now she's almost down. But play continues. Good to see her back on her feet, and Reet Kashyap tries her luck from a very difficult angle. That is never going to trouble Sudesh. Poonam now back to her designated right full back's position, and Naketa in the middle. Kavita shifting to the left. Shraddhanjali Panda slightly higher up the pitch. That is making more options available for ARA in midfield. Couldn't go past the challenge. Anju. Anju plays it to Kavita. Poonam's cross from deep, headed away by Reet Kashyap. Kiran Pisda. Khushbu wins it. And now stepping in Poonam. Can't get the give and go going. Manisha. The ball eventually falling short of Poonam. Manisha. Only finding a red shirt. Back to Poonam again. Quickly putting her off. Poonam. Preet, but he mentioned that they want to win and take 3 points from this game, and they are heading towards the right direction, just sticking to their plan and trying to execute it. They have also helped. It has helped them to improve and get better as the season wears off. And almost getting the better of the goalkeeper. That was Priyanka Futon. A slight communication gap between the central defender and the goalkeeper. And almost pouncing onto it, Priyanka Futon just lost her footing. That was the challenge. And that was the incident. Shraddhanjali Panda. Covering was not very confident. Instead left it for her goalkeeper to handle the situation. Hydration break here at the Capital Ground. ARA Football Club leading by 3-0. Mata Rukmani, they've shown improvement from their previous encounters in terms of approaching the game in the second half. It's been a lot more better. And ARA Football Club, they want to win and take the 3 points from this game, just sticking to their plan and trying to execute it. These are the goals, beginning with Kiran's strike. The first one, absolutely speculative effort, followed by the second, Nisha's cross, and Madhubala says thank you very much. She was at the right place at the right time. And the third goal from Manisha. A perfect placement. Took a look up and then slotting it into the bottom corner. last quarter remaining in this game. One more chance. This time Mata Rukmani. As Kiran Pisda almost pulling one back for the side from Chhattisgarh. It's going to be offside. The flag going up against the number 12. Kiran Pisda on her own created that chance for Mata Rukmani. Managing to hit the target and draw a save of Sudesh. These are the positive spots. Started the second half with a lot more urgency. Moving the ball around with desire. A lot more adventurous as well in the second half. And all those intangibles will surely lift their morale with 4 more rounds remaining after this. Poonam with the throw in. Kiran Pisda backing into Poonam. That's a wonderful pass. Just a tad too heavy. Makes it comfortable for Sudesh. She eventually cleans up the danger for ARA FC. Nisha is Anju going for a shoulder to shoulder. Manisha, the scorer of the third goal, holding on to the ball, trying to do that nutmeg and not coming off. Trying to dictate play from deep. Poonam. ARA FC is midfield metronome, and also for the national side. And now she has a clear run here, the number 7, Anju. Just flashing it wide. Could have carried it a few steps ahead before pulling the trigger. And now shot from a very tight angle. And it has in fact gone in. And no celebration from the ARA FC players. And the goal just keeps coming for the side in blue. And there's a newcomer, Anju, resisting the challenge. And with the fancy footwork, getting the better of the second player. And comfortably placing it into the back of the net past Meena Kashyap, even though she had that angle covered. But she struck it with a lot of venom. It's 4-0 for ARA FC. They're heading towards their third victory of this campaign. That will take them to 9 points from 7 matches. Naketa's header favors only a player in red, and now gets there ahead. And now opening the full frame of the goal is Kiran Pisda. Good low save from Sudesh. Wasn't an easy sort at all save. Getting down on time Sudesh. And keeping Kiran Pisda at bay. She's looked very, very lively since she's come on in the second half. With that nice inside dodge. Creating the full frame of the goal for herself to finish. And the low shot. Excellent anticipation from Sudesh. And full marks to the ARA FC goalkeeper. And it's jersey number 20, the last and final change made by Sandeep Singh Preeti. And will be replacing Priyanka. One more chance this time. And the defender clears. Reet Kashyap, in fact, with that tackle. Another FC tormenting the team in red and black. The number 10 goes for goal. Skipping past the challenge. A space opening up down the right. And Kavita's ball. Not reaching Manisha. And sometimes the crosses from RIFC aren't quite reaching the intended target. One more shot goes wide. A couple of games also coming live tomorrow, beginning with the Gokulam Kerala and the Indian Arrows 1. Do not forget to tune in to Eurosport. Do not forget to keep your eye on the YouTube channel of Indian football team. At the usual time. Nisha's ball in, escapes the goalkeeper. And Kavita, she's really interested, continuing to stay up. Manisha's pass is intercepted. Releasing it down the line. Sending it into touch for a throw-in. This was the cross. The defender leaving it for the goalkeeper at the last minute. And Poonam, Kavita did made that run from the blind side. Nothing comes from it though. A handball decision going in favor of Mata Rukmani. It's in fact Reet Kashyap standing over this free kick. Reet Kashyap takes it. Slightly confusing for the creeper. There was that late swing. Had to keep her composure. Good strong arms from Sudesh. The ball did swung in air. And there's the guide on for Kiran Pisda. Good covering. from Poonam. It's gonna be Mata Rukmani's second successive defeat. And their 6th of this campaign. And they will be looking to collect as many points as possible. Three and a half minutes of regulation time remaining in this game as we approach towards the closing stages of the match. Losing out on that physical battle, Poonam. And that was Preeti. And now on the attack is Mata Rukmani. Kiran Pisda, still Kiran, twisting and turning. The last touch coming off her. Not getting enough support. The number 23. Oh, this is wonderful. Checking inside, wonderfully done by Anju. Just can complete the move. Lakshmi Mandavi on to the number 14. That is Payal. The ball comes in, nodded into the area. Might break here for the number 9, who is still tussling for it. Kritika Poyam. Managed to win a throw in for her efforts. Taken long. Headed away towards the edge of the area. And now gaining pace is Manisha. A heavy touch. Nisha stopped on her tracks and she's down with an injury. Additional time of 3 minutes. A free kick for ARA Football Club. It is the central defender, Naketa, known for her shooting range, known for her passing range. Naketa, incredible distance on the free kick. A clearance from the number 8. Streaming out, the team in red. Nicely defended there. Now last couple of minutes remaining. Kamini Munda will be coming on, and so as Shreya. She's always been brought on during the additional minutes. Just to run down the clock, just a minute and a half remaining. This is a decent move from ARA. In space is Kavita. It's surprising to see her getting involved attackingly rather than defending. Which shows that she can also play as an attacker if given a chance. Perfect weight on the pass, but Manisha is offside. And about the last 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Reet Kashyap. Naketa was very alert. One last gasp attempt that hasn't resulted into a goal. So that's full time then, here at the Capital Ground between Mata Rukmani and ARA Football Club. And the side from Gujarat with a comprehensive 4-0 victory. Taking their points tally to 9 from 7 matches played. This is in fact their 3rd victory in the Hero Indian Women's League. And defeat number 6 for Mata Rukmani in 7 matches. And that remains 10th on 3 points from 7 games. And after a loss in the previous game, finally the side from Gujarat, they are back to winning ways. It was a wonderful team effort from ARA Football Club, and deservingly the winners of this game. Today's hero of the match is ARA Football Club's jersey number 10, that is Kiran. She is awarded a check of 5,000 rupees sponsored by Hero Motorcorp Limited. These are the match stats. 58-42 in terms of ball possession. 9 shots taken by Mata Rukmani, 19 from ARA, 7 of them on target. Mata Rukmani also keeping 6 shots on target in the second half, committing 4 fouls. Also managing to win a corner kick. The other number of shots taken by Mata Rukmani in this game. Reet Kashyap with a couple of shots. A couple of shots from Kiran Pisda, the striker. She came on in the second half. Priyanka Futon with 1, Payal with 1. She also came on in the second 45 minute. Ripika Koram, Priyanka Kashyap and Kritika Poyam with 1 shots each. These are the number of shots taken by ARA FC. Madhubala with 5, Kiran with 4, Anju with 3. Khushbu taking a couple of shots. Manisha also taking a couple of shots. Poonam with 2. Nisha with 1 shot. Committing 4 fouls in this game. Mata Rukmani, Preeti, Vandana, Reet and Tanvi all on that list. And on the flip side, ARA Football Club committing 6 fouls in this game. Khushbu, Kavita, Manisha, Nisha, Naketa and Poonam all committing a foul each in this game. And now let's have a look at the goals been scored in this game, beginning with the first one from Kiran, today's hero of the match. Beautifully taken, making the space ahead of her account. Then the cross from Nisha, a geometric progression. Cool and calm header from Madhubala, making it 2-0. And then in the second half, the number 12, Manisha, with a wonderful placement and giving no chance to the goalkeeper, and making it 3-0. And the fourth one from Anju, struck it with a lot of venom, riding a couple of challenges and then bangs it into the back of the net. And so the full-time score from the Capital Ground between Mata Rukmani and ARA FC, it's ended 4-0 in favor of the side from Gujarat. Thanks for joining us and goodbye from the Capital Ground.